You are a champion.
Daddy, it's tomorrow Saturday. It's tomorrow Saturday.
Because she wanted to spend the day with you, right?
It's the only day we saw each other.
I was a stressed out corporate slave. I never saw my family, John. John, it's take it, he said take it, he said take it, he said take it!
Hey, Sam Crowley, welcome back to the Everyday is Saturday show. It's great to have you back. It's been a couple of weeks since we've had you in the studio here, teaching great personal development content, having you monetize your passion. Let me tell you something, man. I am jacked up, baby. I am jacked up today. You want to know why? Do you want to know why I've got my socks going up and down today? Why I'm so darn excited? I'm fresh back from Hawaii. The great people at Avant brought me down there to speak. Not a bad gig if you can get it, right? Speaking in the islands for a week or so. But let me tell you something. That wasn't the highlight. Oh, no way. The highlight was I got an opportunity to share the stage with Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor. Let me kind of set all this up for you. Now, being a speaker in my industry, Bob is he's the man. Let me tell you something. That guy has been teaching personal development since 1961. I mean, come on, man. I was born in 68. 7 years before I was born, this guy was already on top of it. He is, in all seriousness. Look, I look up to him. Obviously, the guy has a tremendous wealth of knowledge in coaching and speaking and mentoring. He's, teaches from Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill's book, and obviously was in The Secret, and he's been on Larry King and Ellen and all these different shows, and now I have an opportunity to share the stage with Bob. But what does that mean to you? You're like, hey, cool, man. It's great that you're off to Hawaii and you're speaking with Bobby Proctor. What's that got to do for me? Well, I'm going to tell you right now what that means to you, and you better sit up and listen because, man, this is powerful with a capital P. You know the story, right? 7-8 years ago, I'm broke, going nowhere, dead end. Went for my dream, got taken out at the knees, got laughed at, ridiculed, mocked, made fun of, everybody poking me like a zoo animal saying, what the hell is wrong with you, son? 6-figure salary, corporate job, stock options, health insurance, company car, secretary, 3 weeks vacation, because after 7 years you got 3 weeks, not just 2 weeks. I got a floating freaking holiday? Are you kidding? Why would I give up a floating holiday? To do what? To go make what? Every day Saturday? And when I went broke, everybody was like, well, how's that working out for you, champion? Do you like being broke? How did that feel? I'm like, you know what? I ain't dead yet, baby, because I only give up when I take my last breath, okay? So I'm going to go after it again. But before I do that, I'm going to plug into a few of my peers. I call them peers now. My mentors, Bob Proctor, Leslie Brown. You got to be hungry. Mark Victor Hansen, a.k.a. Chicken Soup for the Soul Man, Mr. T.R., Tony Robbins himself, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar. If those weren't your names, you weren't allowed in my car because you were in my CD player, my friend, every day when I was going back to the J-O-B after I went B-R-O-K-E. See, most people don't have the guts to go for their dream, man. They're just a bunch of wimps, a bunch of wussies. They'd rather sit on the sidelines and be a sniper and take people out that really do have the courage to go for their dream. By the way, man, I'm checking this out. I got a little bit of tan working right now, right? Being in Hawaii, treated the Everyday Saturday guy pretty good. A little tan working. I'm digging that, man. Anyway, back to the show. So what does me having to share the stage with Bob? Well, let me tell you something. I was listening to Bob and all of his personal development teachings way back in the day when I seriously, and this is the serious part of the message. Yes, I can get serious every now and again. Back when I really needed somebody, a mentor. I picked up a couple of individuals' products. Bob Proctor was one of them. Joel Osteen, Live Your Best Life Now, was another one. Joel Osteen's incredible. I listen to his podcast every week. I watch his show on TV every week. If you don't know who Joel is, just Google Joel Osteen and you will find him as well. Powerful, powerful. He's a pastor in Texas. Great information. So anyway, I was plugging into those individuals. And like I said, they were always in my CD player, my iPod, when I was exercising all the time. And I thought, someday I'm going to share the stage with Bob Proctor. Someday, some way, God willing, if I just stick with it. And that's the key. I stayed with it. I'm going to be on stage with Bob Proctor. Now, I would share that dream. I wouldn't recommend you share your dream with a lot of people. Because they'll be like, oh, right, right. So I heard a lot of that crap, okay? But that, I needed to hear that because that was a few. I'd be like, I'll show you. Get that little voice. I'll show you. I'll show you. See, it fueled me. May not fuel you, though. A lot of people make fun of you. You might take it personally, and you don't let it run off your back like water off a duck's back, right? You may internalize that. Well, if you happen to do like I did and internalize it, use it for fuel to motivate you to keep going. Well, guess what happened? I stayed in the game. I kept speaking. I didn't care if I had to go to a job every day. Look, Dr. Dennis Waitley wrote one of the best programs ever called The Psychology of Winning in 1976 when he was broke living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, because he figured he had done everything wrong with his life. Now he's going to flip it all around and teach people everything not to do, which turned out to be The Psychology of Winning. If you don't know who Dr. Dennis, D-E-N-I-S, Dr. Dennis Waitley is, Google him as well. Buy his stuff. I'm telling you, man, this is powerful stuff. See, you don't have to be at the top to understand how to do. You know what to do. You know you could write The Psychology of Winning right now. Just do everything, all those mistakes you made, turn around. This is what you really should do. And that's what I did when I launched Every Day is Saturday. I figured I've done everything wrong I know how to do now. I might as well figure this thing out. I don't even have the domain name, but I'm getting after it. I'm going to create podcasts and videos and start talking and empowering people. And I'm going to share the stage with Bob. Well, guess what? June of 2012, I'm there with Bob Proctor. Check it out, man. Check the photo out if you don't believe me. I brought proof back from Hawaii. And oh, by the way, Bob spoke the day before me. Guess who was sitting every minute, hanging on his every word the day before? Me. I was in his presentation listening to everything he had to say. Listening, I probably could have recited half of it just from the CDs I've listened to that Bob has created. But I'm more of a student now than I've ever been, man. And I'm excited to bring a message to you today of hope, of inspiration, to let you know that if you just stay with it, oh, how long is it going to take? Sam, I got to know how long it's going to take before I realize success. What do you mean, how long? How long until a baby starts to walk? That's how long. I don't know exactly, but if the baby keeps tripping, look, I've had kids, 3 girls. The worst part about that baby stage is when they pull themselves up, right? You're like, oh, you just learned to walk. Because the walking phase isn't nearly as crazy as when they're pulling themselves up on all the shelves and the covers and all this stuff. It's that in-between state. When they start to walk, that's awesome, right? At least you can kind of guide them a little bit. But how long is it going to take a baby to walk? I don't know. But I know they're eventually going to. They always do. How long is your dream going to take to be realized? If you want to share the stage with, like me, with Bob Proctor, for example, if that's your dream, you keep going. Bob's 78 years old, man. That guy's sharper than most 28-year-olds I know. Thank God he lived till 78. I have an opportunity to actually meet him then. But here's what I'm telling you. It's going to happen. As sure as I'm looking into this camera right now, I'm telling you, stay in the game. I know it gets tough. Look, man, both hands in the air. All right, I failed way more. I'm going to continue to fail, man. I am going to be a professional failing individual. Not failure, okay? I will learn from my mistakes, though, and I will never make the same one twice, okay? So I shared the stage last week. I was brought to Hawaii to speak. I got an opportunity to meet one of my mentors. He had no idea he was even a mentor of mine, but he was for a long time. And if I am a mentor to you right now, there's a very good chance you and I are going to meet. All right, if you have an urge to speak, there's a very good chance you and I are going to share the stage together at some point in time. But whatever it is you want to do, understand this much. It only ends when you quit. It only ends when you give up. It only ends when you give in to the criticism and the snipers out there that would have no other way, man, make their day by you quitting. Are you going to make their day by quitting and giving up and have them say those 4 words, I told you so. I told you so. I knew that wasn't going to work. I got a cousin whose brother's second cousin, sister's uncle tried that, whose mom's related to her, and it didn't work for them either. I just knew. I didn't want you to get your hopes up, though. You know, let that crap stick? Absolutely not. Stay in the game. Dreams do come true. Do you understand me? Dreams do come true. This video is about you. You stay with it. Hey, me? I'm cool, man. Look. It's okay. It's all good in the Everyday is Saturday hood, especially today. Back from Hawaii, sharing the stage with a guy that used to listen to my CD player. What's your dream? What is it? It's about you. What is your dream? What is it that you want to do? Are you going to give up? No, you're not going to give up. When's it going to happen? When that baby starts walking. So my advice to you is keep on falling down, because eventually you're going to stand up and you're going to step up on your dream, and every day will be Saturday for you. Can I get an amen from the congregation? Oh yeah, by the way, start the jingle. Fired up.
You are a champion.
Daddy, it's tomorrow Saturday. It's tomorrow Saturday.
Because she
All
wanted
the
to
time.
spend the day with you, right?
It's the only day we saw each other.
I was a stressed out corporate slave. I never saw my family, John.
day.